Hi everybody, it's Debbie from the Inspiration Station in Connecticut. I wanted to pop onto YouTube to show you all what I've done with this month's mood board. So last month I made a video showing you my idea of how to use a mood board to inspire your crafting. And I believe I showed you the February selection, the February mood board that I had created, which was Sweet Love, and trying to stay away from the bright reds of traditional Valentines because I don't really use that other than for Christmas. I use bright red for Christmas, but other than that, I don't use it a lot. So anyway, this was February's mood board, and you can see that I chose this color palette here, which is mostly pastels, but there are some deeper tones of sort of a burgundy and a darker brown, and I pulled those out of the roses and the wood. I also chose these tone-on-tone type colors, the heart shapes, the bokeh, these pastel colors, and these little sprinkles, which to me represented embellishments like enamel dots or brads, and of course the wood grain and the hearts. So this is February, and I'd like to show you one or two of the pages that I've made using it. So to start off with, this is one of the pages that I made for the load event over at Scrap Happy. In February of 2020, they have a load event, which means lay out a day, and it's based on Harry Potter, the Harry Potter series. So every day we get an email that tells us a prompt to use, and it can be about journaling, it can be about theme or technique. And one of the days was something that you've been putting off or something that you've been avoiding. So in that day, I chose to scrapbook about cleaning my scrap room. If you're like me at all, your scrap room probably is overflowing with supplies and they may not be all that well organized. So I actually had some friends come and try to help me out with this, and it was painful. It really was. I have a lot of stuff and I don't want to part with it. So it was more of an intervention than anything. But anyway, so that was the thing that I had been putting off and avoiding. And so that was what I chose to scrapbook. And as you can see, I stuck very closely to the color palette. Here, I used that pale yellow. I used the sort of a turquoise or aqua color, this peachy pink color. I've got the turquoise here. And I did use enamel dots for the sprinkles, but something else that I did, which I don't do very often. I'm not a mixed media person, so I don't tend to use a lot of mixed media techniques on my scrapbooking. But what I chose to do was take a stencil and put it down on the background and use the life-changing brushes from Picket Fence, which are amazing. They blend beautifully. And then I took some cracked pistachio ink from Tim Holtz Distress line, and I just added these dots in the background using the stencil. And I really like the way that it came out. It's very subtle, but it gave a lot of texture to the page without adding any weight or any extra dimension. I added these paper flowers on really sort of tongue-in-cheek because that was one of the things that my friends made me give up. Do you all remember maybe 10 years ago when Prima flowers were the hottest thing ever? And we had to have them all. We had to have the cute little milk bottles and the cute little jars. They were like little canning jars. And I swear we bought them just because they were cute. I had a lot, a whole lot. And one of my friends said to me, "But Debbie, when was the last time you actually used these flowers on a layout?" And I really hadn't in a couple of years. So that was one of the things I needed to purge. But the colors were so perfect with this layout that I kind of had to use them. So I stuck them on here just sort of as if I was sticking my tongue out to my girlfriends that wanted me to get rid of these things. And I said, look, I actually used them on a page. So they are still useful. But if you are interested in a whole lot of Prima flowers, you may want to attend our craft tag sale in May because there's a lot of them. Yeah, I packed a whole lot into the boxes that I've purged. So that's where all of my stuff is going to be coming up in the spring, we do a tag sale, a rent-a-space tag sale at the store. And normally I don't have time to organize to put any of my own stuff in it, so it's just the customers who rent the spaces. But since I've started on this journey of cleaning my craft room, there are a lot of things of my own that I threw in there. So if you're looking for Prima flowers, there'll be plenty of them there. So moving on, this is a page that I just finished this morning, and this is my grandson Liam, who is just the love of my life. He is just so adorable. He's so sweet. He's always happy, at least when I'm there. I'm told that during the middle of the night, sometimes he's not too happy, but as far as I can see, he's happy all the time. So I went back to this sketch, not the sketch, the mood board, and I used the hearts as the symbol again. I had this great lawn fawn paper in my stash, and this is the collection that they are re-releasing. I think it's called Happy Day or something like that. I can't remember the name, but it's coming out actually this week. It'll be re-released and in stores. So I still had some from the past release in my stash, and I thought it was perfect because it had the little hearts. It had the bright, happy colors of the rainbow, which I thought were perfect, and I really liked the little banners. And I had this pocket card here, and I don't know if it's Project Life. I think it is Project Life because it's got the rounded corners, but it has the gold, "You Are So Loved." And I had these enamel hearts, which I loved, and they were all in the rainbow colors. So I thought that was perfect. And then the rest of the stuff I pulled out of that kit that I made. I think I showed that in the last video, where I went through a lot of my supplies and matched them up to this mood board and tried to find things in these colors, in these motifs, using some wood, like you have the Scrabble tiles here and these wood pieces. So I threw in some wood veneer. I did find some bokeh paper from Lawn Fawn, which I really liked, but it was from a Christmas line, and it had stars on it, and it didn't quite go with this particular page. But I did, the enamel dots. I've got the little sprinkles here, and I added a few more hearts. This camera here came from a sheet of cameras that were Maggie Holmes paper, and so I just stuck a little enamel heart in the lens there. And then this was another thing that we came across in the purge. I had a whole box, well, a drawer really, full of brads, and I had a lot of shaped brads, which I haven't used in years, but I did have these pastel pastel colored hearts. And so I sorted out a few of them, and I thought they'd be perfect to use on this layout. So this was just one. You can tell that I started with the general idea, and that's what the mood board is all about. You don't have to follow it exactly. I looked at it and I thought, okay, I'm gonna choose maybe these colors, and then the heart motif. And then I just kind of went from there. And when I found this paper, that then became the basis of the whole layout, and where I started finding other objects that went with it. So a lot of these things, these little tags and labels, cut aparts, were all in the kit that I chose at the beginning of the month. So anyway, that is how I use it to create pages. I hope that you are inspired by this and that you have gotten something out of this program. I plan to continue it through the year. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up here on the video, make a comment here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. All those things help me know that I'm headed in the right direction and that I'm doing things that you are interested in. And go to our Facebook page, which is Inspiration Station CT for Connecticut, and like us there or follow us there so you can see all of our classes that are coming up. We do have some great ones coming, and check it out. Hopefully I will see you in the store shortly. If you have questions, go ahead and leave them below, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. So for now, have a great day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.